What's up, guys? Glass half full 15 here, and today, me and Brittany here are we're gonna do a little vlog. I'm gonna put a link in the description to her channel.
I believe it's CB Network.
Okay, that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but okay.
It was, I used to be best friends with a girl named Catherine, and we made it and posted, I think, a video that I ended up deleting on there. But that's why it's CB Network, because it was C and B. So.
Okay. All right. And today we're going to be talking. But that's what it is. Today we're going to be talking about a kind of important issue to us, because we're both pretty big gamers. And that is why society thinks that, for some reason, gamers are insane, I guess you could say. You know, why video games are having such a big impact on people's lives.
Well, that and I'm gonna refer to it as a myth that video games are a heavy influence into violent acts, I guess you could say.
Okay, all right. Now, do you ever feel violent outside of video games? All right.
You know what, though? That's not a great question, because you know what? With all of the problems, aka my Jerry Springer life.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I used to be. I used to be a lot, until I got help for it, and not at all. And in my opinion, video games had absolutely nothing to do with my anger issues that I did have.
Okay.
And I actually game more heavily now than I did when I had the issues. And I'm chill, laid back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you really are. I mean, you're nowhere near Ben. I mean, Ben,
I can work in a grocery store without killing someone, which is big accomplishment.
Ben is like uber crazy about that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm kind of always a laid back kind of guy. It doesn't really make me violent at all. I mean, I realize this is just to certain people. We're not the entire gaming community. But I think for the most part, and I'm sure a lot of the bigger gamers would agree with me, that most of
Speak for yourself. I am the entire gaming community. Right here. Play these guns.
I think that most of the gaming community would agree with me that outside of video games, we're pretty laid back kind of people, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
Except for the people that have, like, major brain issues and go all, I'm gonna kill everybody. And
psychological issues, yeah.
Right. And, I feel like those people... I feel like those people just kind of played a lot of video games, and then they somehow, the jury connected them going crazy to video games somehow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that, and it's like, you look at it and you kind of have to be laid back to deal with, I mean, me personally, seeing as I do have a vagina, I am a girl, playing video games for me is difficult. I mean, I get harassed every 2 seconds because I am a girl.
Right.
I mean, you go into a Call of Duty game lobby and they see, kick-ass girl, and they're like, oh my god, it's a girl. What do I do? Oh my god.
Right.
Like, and either that or you'll have people extremely sexist that make fun of you and harass you and this, that, and the other thing. So yeah, pretty much. I can't cook for my life, so good luck with the kitchen.
That sucks.
What I eat for dinner? Frozen pizza.
So I mean, and I get criticism a lot because I suck. So, I mean, I kind of can relate with you there, but...
This is the part where I don't say anything.
I do. I'm terrible. I am absolutely terrible at first-person shooters. Except for Halo. I'm really not that bad at Halo.
I played Halo. I played Halo very early on. I mean, like when I first got my Xbox, and I played it. I beat it, and I just, I got bored of it because I didn't play the first two. I played the third one right off the bat.
Right, ODST. Which wasn't even real.
Well, not ODST. I played Halo 3.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've personally played all of them. Now, right?
No, I haven't. I was thinking about buying the anniversary one that they revamped. The first one.
Yeah.
But I'm broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't worry, I'm a working girl.
I just rented mine all from our local video store. They had them, and I actually beat them in, I think, like a week. I think I beat through them in a week.
Damn.
But I mean, like, Halo, I don't think Halo can be really used as a good example, because Halo, I mean, yeah, there's violence, but it's not violence towards other humans. Like,
you're killing aliens.
Halo is violence towards the Covenant, and I don't think that can really be compared to Call of Duty, in that when you're in a multiplayer match in Call of Duty, you're fighting against another person, So, like...
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, I think another thing with Call of Duty, especially with the Modern Warfare, is that it's either a kind of based on actual historical fact, like events.
Right.
And
Black Ops,
B,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, well, and World at War.
Yeah, yep.
And Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 are all futuristic, I guess you could say.
Right. Shit
but,
that could happen.
That's present. Like, things that are, kind of linked to what's going on in the world today.
Right, right. And I mean, I guess there's the factor of the whole desensitized thing. I mean, like, before I started playing video games, I'll admit it, I was a wimp. Like, I didn't really...
I still am a wimp.
Like, I couldn't really watch scary movies. I was a wimp when it came to that kind of shit. But then, like, I don't know, I started playing video games and, like, I don't know, just suspense, and I never really got scared at anything anymore. And I think a part of that was because, it'd be cool if it could happen in real life, but it can't. The whole respawn thing. There's the idea of, oh, okay, I died.
That you die and you come back to life.
I'll hit X and I'll be back, So, like, I think when we see deaths in the movie now, it's kind of just like, okay, he died, Like, it's nothing, I don't know, it's nothing very that big anymore.
Well, you know what, like, I mean, partially that's true for me too, but you know what, death actually, really, that whole desensitivity really didn't take effect when I watched Rue's death in the Hunger Games, and I...
Yeah, well, I mean... Alright.
I think that was the first time in, like, 3 years that I actually, like, was like, oh my god.
Right. That's different, because, like, there was emotion in that. Like, there was real emotion between, Katniss and her, like, she took on the role of Rue's older sister, because...
Yep.
Because Katniss and her little sister have a really tight bond, and so she was missing her sister.
She reminded her so much of her. Yeah, no, agreed. But I mean, back to the whole video game thing too, is that it's like, it bothers me that people strictly say that, it doesn't, they don't teach you anything, they're teaching violence and they're desensitizing. There are video games out there that are completely massive amounts of fun, and you can hold this against me, Cad, because I'm admitting it on camera. AKA Minecraft.
Yeah. I mean,
Tons of fun. Yes. Yes, you can die. Yes, you can kill other people. But
it's
honestly, it's taught me a lot.
Minecraft first and foremost really is, it's a building. Like, it's an architectural design game. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily. You don't have to look at it as a first-person shooter or a quote-unquote shoot-'em-up bang-bang game. You know.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that, you know, people just kind of umbrella video games as a whole.
Right.
Under their bag.
Games kind of, right. And I mean, I think...
And it bothers me because there's a lot of games that aren't like that.
Right. I mean, the majority of the games for Wii are first-person shooters. You know? I mean, the majority of the games of the Wii are Mario and... You know, like, you really have to go back and if you're criticizing video games as a whole, that means you're criticizing those video games that have no violence in them whatsoever. You know, like...
Yeah.
I mean, Donkey Kong and Mario Brothers, classic video games, and if you're saying all video games are like... I don't really know how to put it into words, like... If you're saying all video games are giving the essence that it's okay to kill people,
or like, you know, negative influence,
right? Then you're.
I mean, not necessarily killing people. I mean, there's games that they could give the influence of drugs and sex and whatever.
Right. Then you're criticizing classic games like Tetris and.
Yeah.
Mario Brothers and Donkey Kong and video games that originally were they still to this day have no violence in them, very little violence in them towards other humans, obviously. But I mean,
well, I mean, it's like you got to look at it as like you can't classify all video games underneath one umbrella of, you know, they're turning our kids' brains to soup. You can't.
Right. I mean, I've personally read reports of very anti-video gamers, and they classify all video games under this one big umbrella, and it's wrong to classify them as that because not all video games are like that.
Yeah, no, agreed. And also, I mean, you could even go so far as, I mean, like, it's a big stretch, but you could go so far as to say, even games like Call of Duty teach you something.
Right.
They teach strategy.
Right, strategy and hand-eye coordination and...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, I've never been a better shot in real life because I hunt a lot. I've never been a better shot in my life because even though I do suck at those video games, they do improve hand-eye coordination. And I wish there was some sort of study to prove that, but I mean, because, you know, maybe if, you know, on some far stretch parallel universe to say, you know, a scientist came out and said, yes, I've checked it out, the video game has some sort of effect on hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. Yeah, I agreed. Another thing too is that what was I thinking? I lost my train of thought. But
all right, well, we're lagging a lot, and
it's it's lagging.
I think we're gonna have to end it here. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you.